time for the fourth historic Formula Ford race here this weekend at Cadwell Park, the second championship race of the weekend, round 6 of the season, and a decent sized crowd has gathered around the Lincolnshire circuit in anticipation for another great race. It was a great race yesterday, which was won by Callum Grant, which means he starts on pole position. Alongside him will be Ben Sims. The second row, this was a great battle. Mark Shaw, he held off Rob Wainwright, Ben Tilley and Max Bartel, and they will start in that order. Then we got Robert Tusting and Simon Toyne will go off row 4, ahead of James Buckton and Rob Smith. Ben Tusting made his way up from 39th in the heat to 11th in the final, so he'll start there, ahead of Danny Stanzel, Perty Kaviri, Matt Wrigley, Kevin Stanzel, David Wilde, Neil Shinner, Alistair Littlewood, Andrew Wiggins, John Hayes Harlow completed the top 20. Then we got James Hadfield, Andrew Mansell, Stuart Dix, Roland Svensson, James Lovett and Sam Mitchell at the back. He retired, he's a quick driver, he's won the championship before, so watch out for Sam Mitchell. Oliver Smith is a reserve. All 26 cars should be there to make a capacity field. It should be very exciting indeed. So we've got Callum Grant and Ben Sims, the Merlin and the Jomo on the front row. We've got the classic Team Merlin machine of Mark Shaw with Rob Wainwright alongside him. He gained lots of places yesterday too. Young Ben Tilley starts 5th, he's just finished his GCSE exams. Alongside him in his first weekend of the season in the championship is Max Bartel. 7th is Rob Tusting, he had a good race yesterday, beating teammate Simon Toyne. 9th, that's James Buckton, he's alongside Rob Smith. 11th is Ben Tusting. He didn't do a lap in qualifying yesterday, so he had to start from the back of the heat. Made great progress throughout the day. Alongside him is Danny Stanzel. There's another 14 cars behind them. So the 5-second board is presented to the drivers. The red lights are on. The lights go out and 20 minutes of races get underway. It's a good start by the looks thing from Ben Tilley. It's getting very congested in the mid-pack as the field flow down towards Coppice Corner for the first time. We can ride on board with Sam Mitchell. We're going around the outside of Stuart Dix. Now who's next up? Well, Mitchell's looking to dispatch as many cars as possible on a lap. One down the inside of David Wilder. James Hadfield is next up into the second part of Charlie's. It's easy work there for Sam Mitchell. He's passed many cars already. James with the lead into Park Corner. Ben Sims slides down the inside of Callum Grant. He runs out a bit wide, but Sims stays ahead. So it's the opposite of what happened on lap 1 yesterday. Sims was leading, Grant passed him. This time it's Grant ahead, but passed by Ben Sims. Down towards Mansfield we go. It's a Jomo that leads the way, the only Jomo on the grid, and it leads in the hand of Ben Sims. Second is Callum Grant as they head down towards the mountain on this first lap of what should be about a 13 lapper, and it's 4 for the lead with Rob Wainwright. He's made a good start, he's 3rd already, and Max Bartel has gone 4th, so he's gained 2 spots. Then it's Mark Shaw who's gone from 3rd to 5th. Ben Tilley is behind into the Hall Bend as they turn, and Sims has got a few car length advantage as he blings his car through Hall Bends as he was doing yesterday. Then Mark Shaw has this long train of cars following him through Hall Bend. There's a bit of a gap. I think after Sam Mitchell with Andrew... No, that wasn't Sam Mitchell, wasn't it? Because Mitchell was attacking Andrew Wiggins down towards the hairpin. Out of Barn Corner come the leaders, and Bartel just slipping away, but it's side by side for the leaders. Grant slipstreams Ben Sims to go round the outside into Coppice Corner. Freeway tussle for 7th, and further back Sam Mitchell is going down the inside of Andrew Wiggins into Coppice Corner. The rest of the field flow through. Ben Tilley is attacking Mark Shaw up into Park Corner. He was unable to find a way past yesterday, but does it on lap 2 this time. He's through. And in front of Max Bartel there's plenty of battling. Ben Sims leads the way still. 2nd is Callum Grant. 3rd is Rob Wainwright. Bartel in 4th as we go down the hill into Mansfield. Hard on the brakes, trying to get the car stopped as the momentum pulls you down the hill at a large rate of knots. It's Sims from Grant, from Wainwright, from Bartel. It's the same as it was last time. Yellow flags down at the mountain though. Rob Smith has gone off. Over the top of the hill go our leading 4. Ben Tilley's 5th. 6th is Mark Shaw. So head their way down towards Hall Bends. So that's Tilley. He's already pulling away from Shaw. That's Rob Tusting. Head of Ben Tusting, his son. Tusting up to 8th as he's gained 3 places on these opening couple of laps. There's Sam Mitchell flinging his way through Hall Bends. He's on a charge. Callum Grant's under threat from Rob Wainwright, heading down towards Coppice corner. He's defending and now he's attacking because he's right with Ben Sims. Into Charlie's we turn. And then the second part of Charlie. Large number of spectators in there with their cars on the left hand side of the circuit. They've got a good view of the two leaders going side by side as Callum Grant retakes the lead up into Park Corner. James Buckton sees the two Tustings running side by side. That's Ben going down the inside. He locks up, he slides, he's gone through, but that's pushed his dad out wide, which means James Buckton's going to take advantage. He clobbers the curves into Chris Curve, but he is up into that position. Callum Grant has pulled a gap now on Ben Sims after passing him. Third is Rob Wainwright still, and fourth is Max Bartel. Through the mountain they turn, over the top of the hill. Fifth is Chelly, Mark Shaw trying to go with him. Ben Tusting now seventh, James Buckton is eighth. In ninth, that is Robert Tusting. He's under pressure from his teammate Simon Toyne. They had a good battle yesterday, they're continuing that today by the looks of things. They turn their way onto Hall Bend, and there they are, 9th Tusting, 10th Toyne. They've got Percy Gaviri going well behind. And Kevin Stanzel, Neil Shinner and Sam Mitchell as Wainwright's going round the outside of Ben Sims into Coppice corner. He makes it done, he's up into second place. So down to third for Ben Sims. Callum Grant's pulled away though, so he's got a good margin. He broke the toe yesterday and then managed to keep a steady good margin. Bartel clobbers the curves on the exit of Charlie's. He's got a good one on Sims, who in turn's got a good one on Wainwright. He goes left as Wainwright defends the inside. Sims is back past into second place. Bartel trying to follow him through, but Wainwright standing his ground on the inside. Bartel slides out wide. He slides back onto the track. He's still in fourth. Sam Mitchell trying to find a way past Neil Shinner. Shinner blocks that as he's trying to attack the car ahead of Kevin Stanzel. Mitchell goes left to go around the outside of the 14 machine, who is good on the brakes there into Park Corner. He stays ahead of Sam Mitchell for now. We know how quick Mitchell is. He's quickly made his way for about half of the field. Into the gooseneck we go. This is only lap 3, remember. Down the hill into Maxfield. Up on the inside is Sam Mitchell. He's gone through. He's finally moved his way past Neil Shinner into the battle for second. It's still Ben Sims ahead of Rob Wainwright and Max Bartel. That's second, third, fourth. The two Speed Sport cars, the classic Team Merlin machines, are together. That's Shaw and Tusting. Meanwhile, over the top of the mountain, Sam Mitchell's got a good run on Kevin Stanzel. He's looking down the inside. He's gone through. He's passed two cars within just a few corners. Rob Wainwright attacking Ben Sims for second place once again. He's trying to go round the outside as he did on the last lap. He does it, and the two cars have to run side by side and therefore not taking full speed through Coppice corner. Max Bartel closes them in as we're going out through the right-hander at Charlie's. It seems going to do what it did last time and slipstream back past Rob Wainwright down the park straight into Park Corner. Let's see. Wainwright's got a better exit this time. He's made a car length or so on Ben Sims. The Sims closes him up into the corner. He looks down the inside. A late dive to the inside, but Wainwright's late on the brakes too. He stays ahead. Sims slides out wide. He kicks up the dirt. Bartel catches him into Chris Curve. They turn. Bartel gets a bit of a slide there, so Sims is going to stay ahead in that third race. He's quicker into the gooseneck. And now they go down the hill into the left-hander at Mansfield. And that's where Callum Grant is the race leader. Second, Wainwright. Third is Sims. Fourth is Bartel. Ben Tilley closes them in fifth. Then you've got Shaw and Tusting not far back either in sixth and seventh. Grant turns his way through that as Sims slides out very wide for the first part of the mountain, then slides his way over the top of the hill, down towards Hall Bend, with right underneath him Max Bartel. Fifth is Chilly, he's almost with him now. Then you've got Shaw and Tusting, sixth and seventh. Eighth is James Buckton, who's ahead of Rob Wainwright now. Sorry, he's ahead of Robert Tusting. Of course he is, because he made his way through when Ben passed his dad. Let's ride on board with James Buckton then as we head up towards Charlie's. So he's got Robert Tusting behind him. No, he hasn't. He's got Tusting down the inside, so Robert Tusting regains that place through Charlie's Bend. Meanwhile, up the hill, it's side by side for third place. Ben Sims, Max Bartel. Sims on the inside, stays in the position. Can Bartel get the run out of the corner? There's such a short space between turns here at Cadwell Park, that was unable to happen. So it's still Sims in third, but Rob Wainwright, he's pulling away, he's going after Callum Grant in the lead. Down the hill into Mansfield we go. Yes, there's not much time between Grant and Wainwright, so the two leaders could come together yet. Sliding his way out of Mansfield was Ben Sims in the Jomo. 3 different types of Formula Ford on the podium currently. You have a Merlin, leading an Eldon, leading the Jomo. Over the top of the mountain. Down towards Hall Bends. Fantastic bit of racetrack that is here at Cadwell Park. And then hard on the brakes into the right-handed hairpin. Bartel's a bit sideways there and on the curb. So there's Tufty now ahead of Bartel, then Toyn, Kaviri and Mitchell is there. There's the battle for third into Coppice. A bit further back we've got Matt Wrigley ahead of Alistair Littlewood, Wiggins, Hadfield, Svensson, wide went Andrew Mansell, Danny Stansel trying to go around the outside of him. That's a good battle. There's the charging Sam Mitchell. Here's Ben Tilley. We're on board with him behind Bartel and Sims. Into Chris Kerr, the right-hander. Corner that goes on and on and on before we get into the gooseneck. Bartel trying to get alongside Sims but just unable to do it. Now down the hill into the left-hander at Mansfield we go. Sims has pulled out a gap through that section of corners. Sam Mitchell, he's attacking Perty Kaviri up into Park Corner. It's down the inside. He's going through. In front, Toyn was trying to get past Buckton. Ben Sims then turns his way over the top of the mountain, completely sideways there. He had a wheel on the grass on the exit of the corner that put the car sideways. Sims controlled it extraordinarily well over the top of the hills. The car was facing 45 degrees to the racetrack. Again, Sims sideways. He's got good run there off of the hairpin into Barn Corner. Then on to the start and finish straight. Important exit there to Barn because it's a long run towards Coppice Corner. So if you can get a good slipstream in these Formula Ford 1600 machines, it's possible to go past. And Bartel has got a good slipstream. He's trying to draw level with Sims but unable to do it. Sims carried good speed through the corner. Completely drifting the car through Charlie's there, Ben Sims, and that's actually pulled out a margin to Max Bartel in fourth. Now down the park straight we go. See the two leaders up ahead, still close together, but it's this battle of third that is very intriguing. It's a great race between Sims and Bartel. Bartel has a good toe up the hill, but Sims is defending well into Park Corner. He's staying ahead. Sam Mitchell is chasing Simon Toyn, who's got James Buckton and Robert Tusting up ahead. So Mitchell's going to the inside. How many can he pick off here? Well, he's on the inside of Toyn, but can't find a way down the inside of Buckton. And instead it's Toyn that goes round the outside. He stays ahead of Sam Mitchell. Out of Mansfield is Callum Grant. Second, Rob Wainwright. Third is a sideways Ben Sims. Fourth is now Bartel, under a lot of pressure from Ben Tilley as they head down towards the left-hander at the mountain. And they go over the top of the hill. Meanwhile, behind is this scrap being led by James Buckton as Robert Tusting tries to pull away. It's Sam Mitchell at the rear of this. He's the quickest, of course, coming from the back of the grid. A great run over the top of the hill for Sam Mitchell, but unable to make hay on that into Hall Bends. Have a look a bit further back. Who can we pick out here? There's Alistair Littlewood leading Andrew Wiggins, James Hadfield and Matt Wrigley. And the battle for third, across the line. Sims still leads this battle. And it's Tilley who's getting stuck in there now after chasing them, after passing Mark Shaw on lap 2. Through Charlie's. And out wide, Bartel, all four wheels on the grass. That's lost in momentum onto the straight. So Tilley's got a good run here. But Bartel's still got enough speed to challenge Ben Sims around the outside. Unable to do it, and Tilley puts his car where Sims's was, but unable to make the most of that. Bartel had good speed. Simon Toyn is level with James Buckton heading up towards Park Corner. Sam Mitchell sees that gap that Toyn has left. So he goes down the inside of it. but Toy much later on the break goes right round the outside of James Buckton. The two cars are going to run level through Chris Curve, but Buckton holds on to that and Sam Mitchell follows him through. So Mitchell now finally passes Toy and he's almost bump drafted James Buckton down towards the right and left at the gooseneck. He's past Toy. Now he looks to the inside of James Buckton down into Mansfield and he's got it done. So 2 places gained in 2 corners. Through Hall Bends for Callum Grant, being chased by Rob Wainwright. 3rd, the ever sideways Ben Sims. 4th is Max Bartel. 5th is Ben Titley. A gap back now to Ben Tusting in 6th. 7th is Mark Shaw. So that's a change between the 2 teammates. Tusting's past Shaw and pulled away from him. 8th is Robert Tusting. Then the flying Sam Mitchell in 9th position. Across the line underneath the bridge, it's side by side for 3rd. Bartel goes round the outside of Ben Sims into Coppeth corner. A good move there from Bartel to get that position. Sims is still chasing him though into Charlie's as we enter the closing stages of this one. Sims is not going to let Bartel get away with that because he's going round the outside up in towards Park Corner. The 2 cars are side by side. Bartel's on the inside, but Sims is much later on the brakes. He holds on to 3rd place. That was he looks to be a bit wide there out the corner, but he's got it done. A much later breaking into the corner for Sims, so he stays ahead, or goes back ahead of Bartel. 5th is Tilly. He's keeping a watching brief in all this for now. There's Rob Wainwright, he's 2nd. Callum Grant keeping that gap to the leader though. To 2nd place Wainwright. There's the battle for 3rd. And Sam Mitchell, he passed Rob Tusting, so he's up to 8th. Mitchell ahead of Tusting. There's Callum Grant, the leader. 2nd is Wainwright. 3rd is Sims. 4th is Bartel. 5th is Tilly. Ben Tusting catching him now. He's 6th. And he's certainly pulling away from teammate Mark Shaw. He's 7th. 8th is Mitchell. 9th is Tusting. 10th is Buckton. 11th Toyn and 12th Kaveri. Into Coppeth for the leaders. There's Rob Wainwright. He's 2nd. And Sims just defending off Max Bartel. Up into Charlie's they turn. Tilly is behind. We go on board with him in 5th place. We go right through Charlie's for a moment though. Ben Tilly's steering was left as he slid his car into the corner. Bartel's got a good one on Sims. Sims immediately going defensive, letting Bartel know where he's positioning the car on the track. But Bartel just drives straight past him in a straight line. He gets 3rd, and Tilly's very late on the brakes into Park Corner, copying what Ben Sims did the lap before, but unable to make a place was Tilly. So now Bartel's ahead, heading down towards the gooseneck. Can he pull away from Ben Sims? Well, if Sims has anything to do with that, that would be no. Chasing back market, James Lovett is Callum Grant. 2nd is Rob Wainwright. The pair of them are pulling away from Bartel in 3rd. Sims and Tilly almost side by side through Hall Bends there. There's Mark Shaw. Sam Mitchell trying everything to chase him and catch him. There's Robert Tusting, James Buckton and Simon Toyn. They've had a race-long battle. Ben Tilly's got a good one on Ben Sims, heading down towards Coppeth corner. He's looking to the inside, but Sims holds on round the outside. Carries a lot of speed through there, does Sims. Through Charlie's onto the Park Straight. Up a gear. Tilly's now in the tow. He's catching Sims. Sims goes defensive. So Tilly's just going to drive right round him. He's much later on the brakes, but he runs out of road. He's on the grass. So Sims goes back through. Down towards the gooseneck. And there's a slower car of James Lovett they've got to lap. He keeps out the way. It's Bartel 3rd, 4th is Sims, 5th is Tilly. Into the mountain. And it's 4 for 3rd now as Ben Tusting has closed him up. Remember, he started in the equivalent place of 39th yesterday. He worked his way up to winning the heat, then up to 11th place in the yesterday's championship race. It started there, now he's 6th and in the battle for a podium position. Mark Shaw, who was on the podium yesterday, not doing so well today and being caught by the flying Sam Mitchell in 8th place, who's really pushing on now. Bartel's pulled away from Sims, who's under a lot of pressure from Ben Tilley. Tilley's gone round the outside of him into Coppice corner. Alistair Littlewood's being caught by James Hadfield. The pair of them have got Danny Stansel chasing them. Meanwhile, the battle is on for the podium. Tilley's going to the outside of Max Bartel up in towards Bart Corner. The two of them are side by side at the beginning of the lap. Tilley was in 5th. He's going for 3rd. He's got 3rd place. And it's nose to tail for the lead on the final lap. Down into the mountain, Callum Grant has been caught by Rob Wainwright. He's been pushing on, trying to catch him, but a few car lengths between the two of them as they head over the top of the mountain. Sam Mitchell has caught Mark Shaw for 7th. Shaw's defending, so Mitchell looks to the outside. He's trying to get a run off the corner here. But Shaw putting his car where Sam Mitchell wants to go, so he's staying ahead for now. And out of barn corner across the line, Callum Grant wins for the 2nd time this weekend. He just beats Rob Wainwright. It was a great battle between the pair of them. 3rd is Ben Tilley. He comes 3rd. 4th is Bartel, and Ben Tusting has passed Ben Sims on the final lap. Down into the hairpin. Sam Mitchell down the inside of Mark Shaw. Mark Shaw covers the line. He stays ahead of Sam Mitchell. But that was a very aggressive defending from Mark Shaw. He is going to hold on to the place though. And Sam Mitchell overtaking 18 cars to finish in 8th spot. He almost got 7th though. 9th goes to Rob Tusting. He holds off James Buckton and Simon Torn. A bit further back, James Hadfield has passed Alistair Littlewood and pulled away from him. Next up is Danny Stansel. Then we've got Roland Svensson, I think, or was that possibly John Hayes Harlow? And then next up David Wilde. Let's see as they come across the line. There's Stansel. And the car behind him is in fact, I think, the Hayes Harlow car. So it was a 13 lap. It was just 3 tenths of a second between Callum Grant and Rob Wainwright at the end. Ben Tilley came 3rd on that great last lap. He beat Max Bartel and Ben Tusting. 6th was Ben Sims. Mark Shaw just beat Sam Mitchell to 7th, and Rob Tusting ahead of James Buckton, Simon Toyne and Perty Kaviri. 13th was Neil Shinner, and then Kevin Stansel was 14th. James Hadfield, Alistair Littlewood, Danny Stansel. It was in fact Roland Svensson who come 18th. Then we've got David Wilde, Matt Wrigley, Andrew Mansell, Andrew Wiggins and James Lovett that completed the finishes. A couple of fantastic championship races here this weekend at Cadwell Park. Next up we head to Brands Hatch on the Grand Prix circuit in just a couple of weeks on the 3rd of July. So that should be another great race. Great circuit, Brands Hatch, as is Cadwell Park before the summer break, before we head to Croft, Oulton Park, Brands Hatch, Indy and Silverstone to complete the season. And a great season. The 2016 historic Formula 4 Championship is becoming to be. Callum Grant and Rob Wainwright congratulate each other on that race, and 3rd place was Ben Tilley.
So Chris to represent you with the trophy and the hat. Well, one of the things you said about yesterday was how important it is not to make a mistake and be smooth through the corners. That was perfect.
It was till the last lap when the clutch decided it was going to stop working. There was a bit of panic on the last lap. Could see Rob catching, and Bill from Neil Fowler's crew decided he's going to show me a board saying lap 1, so I knew he had to get to the end of that lap and we were all good.
Well, it turned out all right, and so a bit of a panic. What do you then do?
Try and drive faster. That's usually the plan, but Rob nearly had me that last lap. I think one more lap is probably good about it.
Okay, well, it was 3 tenths of a second. They gave you your full 20 minutes, so there wasn't time for one more lap. So it all worked out. So a good weekend. I gather you were running around here on Friday in various cars.
Yeah, kindly, John Sides let me set his Formula Junior up, which he just went out and won with, so I don't think we did too bad a job.
Well done, Callum, indeed, yes. So our Callum, as it says on the competition on the side of the number on the side of the car. Well done, Callum. 2nd place then to Rob Wainwright. So it's such a fantastic race. Got to get the head into gear. So you get your trophy. Well done, Rob. You never gave up trying, did you?
No, I was definitely trying, that's for sure. I think, to be honest, it was a bit on the edge at times, but you have to have a go, don't you? And Callum was just pretty...
On Father's Day when I was watching.
Well, I forgot to get my card, didn't I? So I had to try and get it.
So, second place, it was nearly a win. You got that point. So, yeah, congratulations, Rob. And I think you're in the lead of the championship, don't you?
Oh, that's all right. We'll worry about that then.
Yeah, well, when you get there, yes. Anyway, well done, Rob. Congratulations. It's a great race to watch. And then you got the fastest lap of the race on the last lap.
That was unexpected, to be honest. I was going into the last lap, I was fifth, and I got Ben around the outside into cockpits over there, and managed to get in the slip through with Max and got around the outside going into the park. And then I didn't know it was the last lap, and then I saw the flag.
This, I assume, today, this weekend, has been your first racing at Cadwell Park?
First ever race at Cadwell, yeah.
Do you like the place?
Yeah.
You like Anyway, really, really well done. Congratulations. It was a tremendous race. Explain what you've got, David, there in your hand. Have you received that, or are you about to give it to somebody?
No, I'm about to present it. This is the Rob Fowler Formula Ford 1600 Remembrance Trophy, and it's in memory of Rob, who served Formula Ford so wonderfully well for about 10 years, and I know he would have been delighted for me to be able to present this to Callum, worthy winner of the Cadwell Park second race. And of course Rob knew Callum and his family and would have been extra pleased that I know he knew many of the other drivers, he knew nearly all the drivers here, if not all of them, but delighted to present this to Callum. Well done, Callum.
Thank you very much, David Wine, who was in that race. Well done. Yes, thoughts on Rob?
Yeah, we've all missed Rob a lot. He's a great friend of our family, and well, you can tell I'm tearing up now, but it's just a shame Neil can't be here to see him.
Yeah, so Neil, of course, and Rob. And Rob, I think David prepared your cars for a long time, didn't he?
Yes, we were together in business for 10 years this year, and my car has always run very, very well. I think he sent me as far in this race just to sharpen me up. But it was a great race, and I really enjoyed it. Cadwell Park's a favourite circuit, and of course Rob's home circuit in Lincolnshire.
And you've not done that many races this year, so are you coming back for more after today?
Yeah, well, I certainly need to pick up my pace quite a bit compared with where I was before. And yeah, I'm going to do some more racing. It's my second race this year. I did a race at Poe, which is quite different, but settling back into it, and the driving out there was good, and it was key. It was good fun, even though we were sort of well down the group.
Isn't this where you had your first win some years ago?
No, I've led 2 or 3 races here, but many people know that I don't like to win. I always like to come second. And Neil always kids me. He said, look, we've got a trophy full of my first, so go out there and get a few sort of more seconds, because we haven't got very many of those.
There's a challenge for you, David. See what you can do.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. David Wilde there, giving the Rob Fowler Trophy to Callum Grant.